What's up everyone, Debug.Log here, and welcome back to the first devlog of the new year. It would seem I took a small break, but I really didn't. I created a game using ChatGPT, and I'm still working on the edit of that video to get that out to you all as soon as possible. But for this video, here are the latest changes to The Hallway, a horror game I hope one day Markiplier will play during 3 scary games. One key component of the game is that we are in a school, which is full of hallways, full of lockers, but our current ones do not open. Like, at all. So, I need to bring the locker models into Blender, drip a little bit of oil on those hinges, plop them back into Unity, and let's test them out. Oh, smooth as butter. I'm not certain that's how these are supposed to work, but let's take a look. Oh, we don't want to rotate this based on its center of mass, we want to rotate it on the pivot at the hinges. Now, with them open, the inside locker is not textured, and the other insides are way too dark, like staring into the empty void. Deep into the depths of a void so dark you can't see your hand. But wait, at the end of the empty void is a light. Just a speck. A dot. What could this be? Let's move a little closer. Just a bit more. Oh! It's just the bell icon. Alright, no more distractions, so let's get back to the texturing. Alright, so we need to get back to the inside texture. We open this back up in Substance Painter, redo the entire set of textures because, well, I wanted to. Fixed up the texture, made sure the inside texture was set to the same painted material as the outside, and removed the baked-in ambient occlusion, which is what caused the inside of the locker to be dark during gameplay. We don't need any baked ambient occlusion on this because we have ambient occlusion generated during gameplay. And because these lockers are dynamic, and that wouldn't be a baked thing, right? You know what I mean? You can't bake ambient occlusion on a dynamic object. That would be stupid. Alright, and then I tried out a few different looks, but fell back to the blue lockers look with very few scratches and more of a deteriorated paint style. Deteriorated. Have you ever thought about that word? Deteriorated. Deteriorated. It's such a weird word. Just think about it for a little bit. At some point during the gameplay, lockers will creak open and close or be violently slammed closed while walking down certain hallways. So at this point, because I had lockers that could open, I worked on a script that would for now just start each locker in an opened random position, rotation, whatever. Keeping, of course, most of the lockers closed, this script also has a built-in random movement part that will slowly move a locker randomly. God, I just keep saying random. Random. This script also has a built-in random movement part that will slowly move a locker randomly. In the future, we'll update this script to do other crazy locker things. At this point, I wanted to bring the Bleachers into Substance Painter because they kind of look a little bleak and they didn't really have good texturing on them, so I brought that into Substance Painter and added some textures to the Bleachers and brought that back into Unity. One of the main features, or one of the main intentions of the game, is to escape the school, of course. So we needed to have a set of keys somewhere. So I created a cube for a key model, because I didn't have the time to make keys. But anyways, so I created the cube and we made it a key, and it now can open the door. And because of how I coded it, we can also do this to the door. Let's maybe fix that quick. Okay, perfect. All right, now so the door can be opened, or, well, destroyed, or something can happen when the key clicks on the door. There you go. So the next thing on my to-do list is to create a basketball. And with that, a basketball spawner event. So basically when the player comes to the end of the hallway, we want a basketball to fly out at the player and hit the ground, or fly out towards the player to kind of give them a little creep. Something you'd expect when there's a basketball court nearby. And then on top of that, what we wanted to do is make sure that the basketball not only can fly out, but that it can make noise when it flies out. And now that task can be checked off on Monday. I mean, the program that I use to track my stuff on Monday. And then I spent a few hours working on mirror reflections in the bathroom mirrors. I first tried to use a shader graph or shader, and I didn't know what the I was doing. That didn't work. So that idea got scrapped initially, and then I thought, why don't I just make the material really reflective and then put in some reflection probes in the scene near the mirror. And it was kind of cool, but also kind of looked like shit. So the mirrors are back to being garbage, basically. The mirrors aren't working. I gave up on that feature for now. It's on the, what is it called on Monday? It's in the stuck. It's in the stuck bubble, or the stuck, whatever that's called. Because it's stuck now. I'm stuck on it. If anybody has any ideas on how to make a good mirror or 8 mirrors that work well, leave it in the comments down below, please. Thanks. I would like that. And that is it for the day. I did start my dirty decals task, which is to basically create a bunch of different decals for the game that can be placed throughout the environment to make it generally look dirty and old. There will be more updates on that in the next video. Some things that I'll be working on in the future videos is when you crouch, your head doesn't hit objects, so you can just stand back up and clip through those objects. So I have to work on that in one of the next videos. That thing where I talked about the lockers opening and closing dramatically, I need to actually create an event to do that. In fact, I need to create an event to have locker noises. That would be great. I need to make it where the lighter doesn't stay on the entire time when you're walking down the hallway. It should kind of go out on its own, either through fast movement or from hurting your finger. Because when you hold a lighter technically in your hand, it burns you after, like, I don't know, a long time. So we need to either like say ow and let go of the lighter, or we need to just have it go out when I spin around really fast, you know. I need to finish and decorate the other classrooms, which are completely empty and bare right now. So we got the first classroom with the demonic pig thing in the corner and some decorations, but I need to decorate the other 2 classrooms that come before the bathrooms. I'm also likely to extend the building because I feel like the game is still very short. I mean, I want it to be short, so don't get me wrong. I'm not sure about that yet, but we might add on to the school to make it just a little bit bigger. We'll see. We also are going to be adding a ticking clock to have that ticking noise in the background, maybe when we are close to it, or maybe the entire time, just hearing that school bell tick as you're walking down the hallway, or maybe just within a certain range of it. But it would be good to have that tick and have the time go by. We're going to make it where the water fountain button can be pushed and the sinks can be turned on, because why not? It's just cool. I mean, I got sinks. I got toilets, I might as well make it where you can flush a toilet, turn on a sink, open the stall doors in the bathroom, lots more. I'm not going to tell you all the secrets because I want you to play the game, but there are going to be some scares in there that aren't recorded for these videos because, that would make the game pointless to play if you knew every detail that happens. Great stuff coming. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Open the locker and hit the bell icon. I think that's it. I really, really hope to see you guys again next time here on Debug.Log.